Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Breakout Fantasy. You know what's up. My name is Josh, and I'm here today with JL, as always, at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on weekdays. And we're having a good time, right, JL? How you feeling today?
We are having a fantastic time, Josh.
And
I love when you just spontaneously try and reaffirm that we are, in fact, having a good time.
No. Like, I am speaking it into the universe. We are having a good time, JL. I don't even care your opinion.
Are.
You say it. Say it.
Yeah, we are.
Still no Simon today. Maybe that's why we're having a good time. No, I'm joking. I love Simon. I love you, Simon. He's living his best life. But luckily, we do have two of the best people in the world. We have two of the best people in the world. Well, three. I'm not introducing Shane yet. We have two of the best people in the world. I'm introducing first. The brothers from different mothers, Mr. Joey Wright and Tim Wright. How you guys doing? Joey?
Muchos gracias, baby.
I'm doing great.
Tim?
It's like my favorite day of the year. I love April Fool's Day.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Joey fooled me earlier with an April Fool's joke. He got me with the Julian Edelman fake news to sign with the Buccaneers. Good job, Tim. Joey, it's going to happen again, Tim and Joey. Tim, Joey, I'm going to mix up your names all day. Anyway, Tim, looking sexy as always. But anyway, we have an awesome guest today, our great friend Shane Barrett. You can find him on Twitter at FFShaneB. You can find it under his sexy little face there. He's the host of the Fantasy Nightcap, the best one-man show in the business, in the game today. Shane, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm great. It's Fun Friday. I'm happy to be here. I love being with Tim. I feel like the last time I was on with Tim, and Tim is just a beautiful human being. And I think it's my first time with Joey. So I'm extremely pumped by that.
I do believe it's our first time. I feel like there was one other time, but I'm not sure.
I can't remember. We're popping.
Well, Joey,
let's just say this is our first time. So
you've streamed together before, though, so it's not like your first time meeting each other, right?
No, we've never streamed together. I think that's what
I thought you said something about streaming. You said, never mind. I must have misunderstood what you were saying, Joey.
We peed on a fire hydrant together, but that's only streaming we've ever done. All right.
That's done. Did you cross streams? Did you cross streams?
That's personal information. I will not.
Swords.
Fair enough. So let's see. Let's change the subject. Craig in the chat here. It would be a crying shame if anyone missed this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we need a crying Shane meme, like a crying Jordan meme now.
That actually would be perfect. Like Michael Jordan, like
yeah.
Hi, Craig. Hi, Scott.
Craig.
Oh, hi, Maria. What's up? Mr. Scamper saying hi. Peeps, our favorite chat cat. Joey is a national treasure. I just hope Nick Cage doesn't steal.
I saw a commercial earlier for a movie where I could only tell it's Nick Cage playing himself.
Yep.
And the name of the movie is, get this, Massive Talent.
Yep.
That's
so excited.
Do you understand how many movies
it's a banger
Nick Cage has done the last 10 years? I feel like he's in a movie every other month, and they're all horrible. I don't know what he's doing.
Nick Cage makes bad movies, but Nick Cage never gives bad performances. He's always 100% committed to whatever he's doing.
Have you seen The Wicker Man?
That. Yeah, horrible film. Nick Cage, 110%.
Honestly, he was giving it his all, but honestly, it seemed so.
Didn't he punch a lady in the face? Isn't that the movie?
Yeah. He's a maniac that entire movie. He's like, what's going on? Anyway, I digress. Dame, hi there, everybody. What's up, Dame? How you doing?
Hi, Dame.
Scott saying happy
What up, Dame?
Friday, hello to the chat. Oh, he's not talking to us. Forget about that. But he said Shane, so he's talking to you, Shane.
Hey, Scott.
What's up? NBA Rig, what's up? FYF family, enjoying a Friday, everyone. I'm enjoying it. Everyone else, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We are having fun, according to Josh.
We are having fun. Chilly making day for Mr. Scampers. That sounds pretty good. I mean, it's been a little chilly here, cold. And I associate chilly weather with chili. So
I would honestly like Mr. Scamper's chili recipe, if that's okay.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Scampers, hook Joey up. Damn saying yes. Scott saying first dates don't have to be awkward, guys. They don't have to be, and they're not right now, right?
Speak for yourself.
Tim, you are a beautiful human. I concur, Shane. Even when he ended my flame in the playoffs in fantasy. Oh, some.
Tim has put out a lot of flames. Let's just say that Tim has put out a lot of flames.
I truly don't know what that means.
I don't know how to take this as a compliment. How do you take it, Tim? Is this a compliment or an insult?
I'll take it because Con Air is a masterpiece.
It is.
And mustache, I was feeling it today, so I'll take
Did
it.
you try to make a Nick Cage accent from Con Air when you said that?
I don't know.
Oh, it was
I
mine.
truly don't.
Because he's kind of got like that like twang, you know. He's like, all right.
Oh,
Unintentional.
Currently reading an autobiography called Massive Stud. Same Nick Cage energy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm
Same
talking
Nick
about.
Cage energy. I love that.
And then Scott said it was 100% meant to be a compliment for you, Tim. And I agree. I think Con Air is one of the better Nick Cage movies when it comes down to it. But let's forget about Nick Cage. Start getting your mindset on Batman actors, Batman movies. We're going to be getting in that in a little bit. We're doing 2 brackets today. Like, exactly. I'm Batman.
How is Nicolas Cage not on this? He's kind of Batman and Kick-Ass.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's kinda true. That's kind of true.
Like, discount
Say, are we
Batman.
about to announce
Can we add him as
the next
obviously
Batman?
I
the
just
front
realized
runner?
we
Nick Cage.
forgot about someone. I loved Lego Batman.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that Will Arnett?
dude,
Yeah.
Will Arnett.
I forgot about him. It just came to me.
Do we want to knock off Clooney and put in Will Arnett?
But
Can we do
Clooney's a
that?
classic though too.
He needs to be a
But-
punching bag for a little bit.
Yeah, I know. We need Clooney. No, we're leaving it out.
Let's get to
We're
this
leaving it out
bracket.
of this. Let's get to the bracket. We're getting to our
All right.
first bracket here, guys, because I just want to get into it. What's up, Mark? Mark says, "What's up, guys?"
Mark.
Mark.
Say hi to Mark. All right. So usually we have a little bit of trouble, covering everything in a comfortable amount of time. So I just want to go ahead and get in there. You guys ready to get in there?
Let's
Oh,
get
yeah.
it.
So,
So our first bracket here are third-year breakout candidates at the wide receiver position. So all these wide receivers are going into their third NFL season, okay? And as we all know, that's typically the year that we see wide receivers break out. Well, not typically, but a lot of times that's what we expect. If they're going to be a good receiver in the NFL, they're breaking out by their third NFL season. So we have 8 wide receivers here. And guys, obviously, Jerry Judy, if you're doing a draft, you're going to draft him above Brian Edwards. You're going to draft him above Donovan Peoples-Jones. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the value gained. How much value do you think they're going to gain during next season? All right. So, when you're comparing Jerry Judy and Brian Edwards, obviously you're drafting Jerry Judy ahead. But who's going to gain the most value next season? All right. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
A little bit.
I'm gonna make some people angry, I think.
Jim, it wouldn't be anything new. It seems like we always somehow do that. And Justin came in here with a really good point. We actually had some debate about this. Is Michael Pittman already considered broken out? And I consider him broken out. He had a top 20 season last year, so we did not include him in the bracket.
he was the one that we debated.
Yes.
Not like no one was punching, no one was hitting, no one was slapping. It was just very good discussion how adults should act. About Michael Pittman.
Exactly. You didn't keep Michael Pittman's name out of your mouth, though.
Ooh. Fair. Oh, is that a Will Smith? Okay. Anyway.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Josh.
Scott said my tax guy's name is Brian Edwards. Is it spelled with the Y as well? Because that'd be pretty cool.
Would be.
And Mark's waiting for the Justin Jefferson breakout. Such a disappointment. So I know, man. Jamar Chase too. One of these days it will happen. But guys, let's get in here. We are going to start just going through these. I'm going to put my face at the bottom here. I'll vote last. But that means that, switch Shane and I. So Shane, you're going to be voting first. So Shane, we're going to be starting with Jerry, Judy, and Brian Edwards. I don't know if you're ready to go, but I hope you are. Shane, who do you think's going to, out of these 2 third-year wide receivers going into their third NFL season, who's going to gain the most value next season, Jerry Judy or Brian Edwards?
I'm going to go Jerry Judy here. I feel like that's an easy answer. But with you guys knowing my rankings that we talked about beforehand, I don't have Brad Edwards ranked out of 102 receivers, so we're not going to talk about that. But the way I'm kind of seeing this is I think Judy's talent level will allow him to potentially crack the top 12 with a much, much improved quarterback situation. And so I think having a top 12 wide receiver or even top 20 wide receiver is going to be more valuable than where Brian Edwards could even get to, even if he rises more technically than Jerry Judy.
That
And
makes
I
a lot
got
of sense
that
to me.
thought out completely. Let's go.
No. Hey, good job getting that thought out. Just so everyone knows, according to Sleeper's ADP right now, and I know that's not the most accurate ranking system or anything, but Jerry Judy is currently going as the 72nd overall player, and Brian Edwards, on the other hand, is going as the 227th overall player. So I think that's what it is. Obviously, Brian Edwards had a really disappointing season last year. JL, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, it's easy, Judy, for me. I want to see what he does with his new QB.
He's got a new QB.
Yeah, Mr. Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. Joey, what are you thinking? We have 2 Jerry Judy votes so far. You going with Jerry Judy as well, or Brian Edwards?
I am. I think, 2 weeks ago, you could maybe talk about, hey, Brian Edwards' situation might have improved, but they just brought in Davante Adams. So his situation really didn't improve that much. So it's Jerry Judy for me.
So we got
Did
3
it get
Jerry
worse,
Judys.
Joey?
I don't know. I'm going to be nice. I don't know if it could get worse. It might have actually improved a little bit because maybe Adams will take away a little of the attention. I just don't think Edwards' situation could have gotten worse than it already was.
That's fair.
Sounds mean. And because we saw Ruggs leave last year and not much happened with Edwards. So
Everyone wanted to see Edwards. I thought Edwards was going to be something once Henry Ruggs, unfortunately had to leave the team. However, it looked like Hunter Renfrow kind of took all that production we thought Brian Edwards was going to get. Tim, what are you thinking here?
It's a slam dunk for Brian Edwards for me.
Classic.
I mean, I think if I'm taking a flyer dart throw on any of these people, I don't mind taking Brian Edwards this far back. I mean, I'd hope that their offense is actually going to be a bit better this season. Waller's going to be back full time and throwing in Davante Adams. If you're giving me the opportunity to see if I'm a dart throw that might get me, a flex one time out of the year, that's worth it for me. So I'll take Brian Edwards because I want to get tons of Jerry Judy this season, but I might not get him. But people are going to forget about Brian Edwards, and I'm fine taking him at 220. So
Fair point.
I think it is a good point because like exactly what Tim said, Brian Edwards is worth nothing right now. So if he's worth anything during the course of the season, that's an immense value gain, right? Mm-hmm. But Jerry Judy, I mean, I actually do expect him to jump up the rankings, going from the 72nd overall player to the possibly a top 30. I think he has that upside is a much bigger jump than going from 227 to 150, right? In my mind, it is. So I'm going to go Jerry Judy here as well. And also the Raiders, they signed obviously Davante Adams, and they signed Demarcus Robinson. So it just shows that they're not sold on Brian Edwards, and why should they be? And they also have Hunter Renfrow, so a lot of competition there.
Hunter Renfrow still doesn't make any sense to me. I'm just going to say it. It literally doesn't make any sense. I love him to death. Like he was the receiver that I loved at Clemson, probably the most, but it's never going to make sense in my head. I don't know why.
And then Albert actually said in the chat, was KJ Osborne considered in this bracket? I actually was looking at him earlier today when we were talking about Michael Pittman. But we actually ended up putting in Donovan Peoples-Jones. Maybe we could have taken out Brian Edwards for KJ Osborne, but I think Brian Edwards is maybe a little bit more of a popular name. Anyway, Jerry Judy won that one pretty easily. Tim's the only one that voted for Brian Edwards here. We're going to move on to the next one.
The chat concurred.
Really?
77% chose Jerry Judy. Brian Edwards, 22%.
Woo! All right.
Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. All right. So we're going to move on to our next one here. We have Darnell Mooney and Gabriel Davis. Darnell Mooney versus Gabriel Davis. And real fast, I'm going to tell you, Gabriel Davis is currently going, according to Sleeper's ADP, as the 149th player off the board, while Darnell Mooney is going as the 87th player. So 149 to 87th player off the board currently. JL, what are you thinking here?
Gabe Davis, Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney.
I'm going to go Darnell Mooney. I really like what he did in Chicago this past season. I know it did not translate to fantasy production, but he commanded the target share in that Chicago offense. So I'm excited to see what happens. No more Allen Robinson there. And I'm hoping Justin Fields takes a step up here.
All right. So JL is saying Darnell Mooney is the answer here. What do you think, Joey? Darnell Mooney or Gabriel Davis?
JL pretty much hit it all. I'm going Darnell Mooney as well. Even if the Bears were to bring someone in through the draft or through free agency, if there's anybody even left out there, there are a few people trade and whatnot.
Sammy Watkins.
I'm still going Darnell Mooney.
All right. So we have 2 Darnell Mooneys. Tim, we're coming to you. What do you think?
So the only experience I have with Darnell Mooney is watching him just watching the game. I think it might have been playing the Saints or somebody, I don't know, but I just watched the ball going to the breadbasket, and it was easy squeezy touchdown, and then the ball was just on the ground in a
Easy squeezy
heartbeat. And I
touchdown.
was like, I'm out on Darnell Mooney forever because of that. So
Oh,
give me
no.
Gabriel Davis. Let's go.
Yeah, no. So we have. Wait, were there 2 votes for Gabriel Davis now? Did I count this right?
One. There's
No,
only one.
I
Are
think I
there-
just counted Tim's twice. So we're good. So
That
so
was
far. We
pretty
have 2 for
compelling.
Darnell Mooney, 1 for Gabriel Davis. Honestly, I'm having a lot of trouble with this one. I'm higher, I think, on both these guys than most people out there. I really like Darnell Mooney, though. I think he's extremely
Darnell
talented.
Mooney.
The movie, Darnell Movie. I love him,
Yeah, there you
man. I think he was constantly just had so many missed throws last year. He was constantly open, running down the field, ready to score the touchdown, and he was just missed or overlooked.
Tim hates
know,
him forever.
I kind of see. I've seen a lot of plays where he just is wide open and completely missed. So I think there's a mixture going on here of quarterback situation and him taking the next step. I expect him to take the next step. I'm voting for Darnell Mooney, and that's going to give him the win here. But Shane, what do you think?
I also struggled with this one, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw a little bit of advanced statistics at you guys.
Ooh, I like it.
Darnell Mooney and where are you? Gabriel Davis. Both have had at least 1.75 yards for their average target separation. Shout out Player Profiler. Love that statistic and use it as part of my rankings. And they've both had at least 1.75 yards in their 2 years in the NFL.
Wow.
But I'm going to go with Mooney here as well. Because last year he was, I think, 11th overall in that statistic. And I think that you see that in his route running and his ability to create separation through his route running. So, I'm going Mooney.
I think Justin made a great point there.
Mhm.
Number 1 option on a bottom 5 offense, aka Darnell Mooney, versus the potential number 3 option on a top 5 offense, aka Gabriel Davis. Matter of philosophy here.
And he's
I
not
think
even
both guys
guaranteed
have a lot of
to be the
upside.
number 3 option.
Yeah, but I think you could make an argument where there's a world where he could be the number 2 option.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So you're right. He's not guaranteed to be the number 3 option, but he has. Both these guys have a ton of upside. Darnell Mooney ends up winning though.
As far
He's
as I
gonna
know,
move on
Gabe
to the
Davis is
bracket.
guaranteed 4 touchdowns a game based on one game.
Oh yeah. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next
Chat.
one here. We have
Chat fully agreed there. 80% Mooney, 20% Davis.
I'm doing great.
Yeah. So we are going to move on to Chase Claypool versus Donovan Peoples-Jones. And Joey, you're the first one to start here. What do you think, Chase Claypool or Donovan Peoples-Jones? Who's going to gain the most value next season? And, you could start talking a little bit, but I'll give you exactly what their ADP is according to Sleeper as well.
Okay. So I'm going to do what I should have done in my March Madness brackets. I'm going to take an upset. I should have done that a lot more. But Donovan Peoples-Jones, I like his new situation a lot better if Watson does end up starting week 1. Claypool, I think we've seen probably maybe not the best case scenario, but I don't think Trubisky could be worlds better to improve him to a point where he's being drafted right now, honestly.
Chase
so I would
Claypool,
take
84th overall. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 207.
Yeah, so I want Peoples-Jones because if he's the number 2 wide receiver on Cleveland with Watson, that's nice.
All right, we're going Donovan Peoples-Jones. I agree, a ton of upside, especially if Watson's the starter all of next year. Tim, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I try and avoid Claypool like the plague. I really hate it when it comes down to that spot on the draft where he's sitting there and I'll reach for somebody else. I don't care. Give me Donovan Peoples.
All right, so we have 2 Donovan Peoples-Jones, 2 underdog choices here. Again, this might be even more difficult for me than the last one. It's very close, but I am going to go with the higher ranked person here. I'm going to go with Chase Claypool. And it's all because of what Ben Roethlisberger was able to do well last year. He's a very accurate short passer. Chase Claypool's really going to make a living on these deep passes, these big plays. And I'm not saying Mitch Trubisky is the guy, but I still think the Steelers could draft a guy in the NFL draft. So as long as the Steelers are, taking a couple more shots per game, I think Chase Claypool has so much upside. So does Donovan Peoples-Jones. I love him as a super buy low, but I'm going to take Chase Claypool here. Shane, what do you think?
I'm going Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Woo!
Two caveats here. One being that the Browns don't sign Will Fuller. Even when they do that, he only plays 8 games, so I'm still going to take Donovan Peoples-Jones. But then if the Steelers draft Sam Howell, I would take Claypool here. But I'm going Peoples-Jones because you asked me today.
All right. No, I think that's fair. So Peoples-Jones is actually going to beat Chase Claypool here. But JL, what do you think?
Dude, the chat is unanimous. Excuse
Really?
me. Chat is unanimous. Yeah, they're 100% Peoples-Jones right now.
Wow. I mean, you don't have to pay anything for him.
That's wild. I'll go Claypool. I'll join you, Josh.
All right. Cool. So Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to win this one. Closest matchup we've had yet. I was a little surprised, but it's not really that surprising because the value is there. We are going to move on to our next one, and we are starting with Tim on this one. We have Laviska Shenault and Brandon Ayuk, and I will in just a second tell you where they are being drafted.
I don't like this one that much. This one's not too fun. Because
Brandon Ayuk being drafted at 69 overall.
Okay, well, it's Ayuk.
Laviska Shenault 164.
Yeah. Oh, that is what 16 squared. That's pretty cool. That's way higher. Just kidding.
I almost lied and said 169 just to make it funnier, but
that's 13. Oh, okay, that's what I was getting mixed up. Yeah, give me Ayuk.
Go with Ayuk here.
No reason other than where he's being drafted.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ayuk as well. I just think he's a more talented wide receiver when it comes down to. He has a first-round draft pick. Laviska Shenault was a second-round draft pick himself, but he's always had a long injury history, and he just didn't prove it at all last year. It's frustrating as hell. We didn't see anything inspiring from Laviska Shenault. While at least Brandon Ayuk started turning on the end of the season. His rookie season, he was very good. So I would much rather have Brandon Ayuk on my team. Shane, what do you think?
I'm actually going Viska.
Okay.
Based off the question of whose value can rise more, I think Viska's can rise more. I think Ayuk probably stays around the same, to be completely honest. So I'm going Viska here.
I want to make one more point on what I said. Deebo Samuel's injury history as well is extensive. So if he missed time, Brandon Ayuk's a stud next year.
Yeah.
I digress. JL, we have 1 Viska, 2 Brandon Ayuks.
I'm going to go Ayuk.
All right. We have 3 Ayuks, and Ayuk's going to win this. But Joey, do you agree?
I would, for the value growing, there was a dark cloud last year in Jacksonville, which I've been very open to my feelings on. With Urban Meyer now gone, I think, and Jacksonville not bringing really anyone too impressive in. I mean, there's a few players they brought in at receiver, but no one that really there was no Adams coming in. I think Viska has a chance, and I would rather draft Ayuk, but I think Viska's value grows more.
Makes sense.
And Urban Meyer's gone.
This was close. All right, that's the biggest thing. I wish we saw something out of Viska after Urban left, but wasn't it? He got hurt, didn't he? Didn't Viska get hurt in the season? Or
Did he get kicked?
He just
I'm not
suck?
sure.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, he's not winning here. Brendan Ayuk's moving on, and we are
Yes, it
moving
is.
on to our semifinal round. And who voted first on that one? I think it was
Tim.
No, it was
Tim?
me. I wish you didn't tell me what the rankings were too, because I probably would have gone Viska, but and my vote's locked in. So
That went 66% Ayuk on that one.
Okay. 66% Ayuk. Okay. That makes sense. All right. So we have Darnell Mooney and Jerry Judy, who are getting drafted pretty close together. 72nd overall for Jerry Judy, 87th overall for Darnell Mooney. And when it comes down to it, I think that Jerry Judy's upside, now paired with Russell Wilson, is immense. I would much rather have him on my team, and they're being drafted close enough together to where I will take Jerry Judy here. Shane, what do you think?
I'm going Judy again solely on the basis of quarterback here. I believe in Wilson more than I believe in Fields.
So you believe in Wilson more than Fields, and that's going to be the determining factor here. Jerry Judy, 2 votes. What do you think, JL?
Yeah, I'm going to go Jerry Judy as well. I think I want to see it this year. This is it. This is it for Jerry Judy and me.
Absolutely. Because to your point, Darnell Mooney has on the football field, I produced a lot more. It looked a little bit more impressive to me, to be completely honest. But
they're both great route runners.
Yeah.
It's delivered on much less hype, I should say.
That's
maybe
true.
another way
That's
to say
true. Joey, what do you think? Jerry Judy already won. But
I'll save my talking point for Judy for the next round, but that's who I would pick.
okay. And Tim?
Yeah, he dropped the ball in the breadbasket. So
we have our first sweep. Jerry Judy didn't even sweep Brian Edwards, but he does sweep Darnell Mooney. All right, here we go.
Woo, woo, woo.
Chat 73% with us on this one. Or, I'm sorry, 71%. 71% Judy.
29% of our crowd came from Chicago today, apparently. So
Yeah.
I actually have Mooney ranked higher than Judy.
Wow.
So I think that probably played a part into it too. But
yeah.
So in your mind, like there's more value to be grown since you had him ranked. That's awesome. It just like the perception. But anyway, let's move on to the next one here. And we have Donovan Peoples-Jones and Brandon Ayuk. And Shane, you're starting this one off.
DPJ, baby.
Yeah.
DPJ. Oh man, people are getting real hyped with him with Watson, huh? JL, what do you think here?
I'm gonna go Ayuk.
All right, Ayuk, and one Ayuk, one Donovan Peoples-Jones. Joey?
I am so glad you added Donovan Peoples-Jones to this list.
Yeah.
Gosh, I really am. I'm going DPJ.
Let's go.
Wow. I mean, again, like I said before, Donovan Peoples-Jones currently being drafted at 207, Brandon Ayuk being drafted at 69.
And that's
So, what do you,
and that's everything in it. Like,
so Tim, what are you thinking here?
It was enough to make it to this round, but it's not enough to pull it twice. I'm a man of the Peoples-Jones.
Let's go.
Peoples-Jones. And you know what? Like when it comes down to it, like just like looking at those ADPs, which is kind of like developing my like perception for these guys, Peoples-Jones's value is so immense. Like I'm gonna vote for Donovan Peoples-Jones too, which feels crazy to me. It feels sickening to me. But Brandon Ayuk being higher than Darnell Mooney and Jerry Judy, in the ADP, it's just like
I don't feel like Ayuk can grow as much as these other guys.
Unless Debo gets hurt, in my mind.
If Debo gets hurt, then yes, but still there's Kittle, and they're going to rely on that run game. And we don't know who's quarterback. If it's Trey Lance, he's going to take rushing attempts away. That takes it away from the wide receivers. So I just don't see Ayuk growing that much. I love you, Craig.
No, really got to pay extra for some of that DPJ action. Anyway, let's keep moving here.
Bonk.
We have a final round here, guys.
Big bonk.
I love that, actually. You're saying bonk because he missed? No,
I'm out for you.
And you're a moderator for this chat.
Yeah, right. You got the blue wrench. You got the blue wrench, sir.
That was one of my favorite things, like that. One of his favorite dad jokes. But maybe because
that's not a dad joke.
It's dirty. That's why it wasn't a dad joke.
That's an uncle joke. You're not allowed to go see without.
That is an uncle joke. That's a better way to put it.
It's a dad joke. I put such a weird image in my head. Don't like that, Josh.
Come on, Daddy. That's a daddy joke.
No.
Oh God, no.
Let's
move
Jerry
on,
Judy
please.
and Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Oh my God, Jerry Judy for me.
Hey, before you say anything, both of these guys, their average draft position is a number divisible by 9. Jerry Judy 72 and Donovan Peoples-Jones 207. Just wanted to point that out.
That is a fun fact, Josh. Thank you.
So did you say Jerry Judy?
I said Jerry Judy. Yeah.
Perfect. Jerry Judy got one vote. Joey, what do you think?
DPJ low.
So there's a lot of it, and this is where it ends for me. Russell Wilson has shown that he can support 2 players finishing as a wide receiver 20, so a wide receiver 2 on your team. I don't think that Donovan Peoples-Jones can reach that level as a wide receiver 2 this season. I mean, he might make it to wide receiver 3 with Watson, but I don't have any. I'm not scared away from taking Judy and Sutton to both be top 20 wide receivers this year. The potential, I'm saying. So I'm taking Judy. That was my talking point that I saved.
DPJ could be nothing.
So we got 2 Jody. Yeah, he could. Or he could be Jerry Judy.
Or he could be a vote.
So Tim, we got 2 votes for Jerry Judy here. What do you think? Jerry Judy or Donovan Peoples-Jones?
Yeah, give me Judge Judy. I've been in all the mock drafts I've been doing. I've been trying to find out which spots give me Sutton or Judy or both. So,
yeah,
that's it.
And I just got to go back to the title of this bracket to really help me make my decision here. It's, most value gain next season. And we don't even know if Deshaun Watson is going to play at all next season. All right. So when it comes down to it, if Deshaun Watson's not in there, Donovan Peoples-Jones probably is not going to gain a ton of value. He still could. But I'm going to take Jerry Judy here. You already won. But Shane, what do you think? Jerry Judy or DPJ?
I feel like that last comment there, Josh, was Baker slander, and I'm not going to tolerate that. But
I don't think Baker will be there. I don't think there's a chance in hell, to be honest with you.
I won't get on that soapbox. I don't either. Okay. If he is, he's not playing. I'm going Judge Judy here too. He was actually number 1 in that advanced stat metric that I gave you guys earlier of target separation at 2.45 yards per target. So that's awesome. That's my deciding factor. With a more accurate quarterback and better quality targets, he's going to go to the moon, I think, with that stat.
So, but isn't the question who can gain the most value not each wide receiver? I don't know the question, Scott. I'm trying to. Does anyone else?
I get what he's saying. It's
what is he saying?
He's saying like the question is who can gain the most value, not who are you drafting first.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Jerry Judy can gain value to be a top 10 receiver, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say too. Because
it's not a linear scale.
Where did Judy finish this year?
Like 35, 40, something in that range.
Yeah, I think
he missed time.
Yeah, I think he could easily finish top 15.
Yeah, me too.
And
I completely
that's
agree.
going to be way more valuable than Donovan Peoples-Jones finishing as wide receiver 60.
The chat disagrees with us.
Oh, really?
They are carrying on the DPJ love. Well, 66%.
Maybe they can all join a club or something. Good for them.
But according to science, Jerry Judy is the third-year wide receiver that will gain the most value next season. So take it to the bank. Donovan Peoples-Jones, just having this conversation, it opened my eyes a little bit more. I was already realized he had a lot of sleeper potential, but yeah, he could be awesome. Go buy Donovan Peoples-Jones on the cheap while you can.
Seriously, if Will Fuller doesn't sign with the Browns and Watson plays a majority of the games, he could have a very good year.
Yes.
But there's a lot of ifs in there, and I do think Fuller will end up in Cleveland at some point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, tell me more about these Batman brackets, Josh.
I'm going to tell you all about them. I just brought them up, and we are good to go. We have our top 8 Batman actors. Or guys, I for this one, we're going to be very fluid. However you want to take this, you can. If you hate Christian Bale and you want to use that as your reasoning for voting against him, so be it. If you hate the Batman movie, if you hate something about the Batman movie, if you love the Batman, whatever kind of qualification you want to use when you're talking about these guys, it's fine. Doesn't bother us. All right. So are you ready to get in there?
Yeah, let's go. I'm very ready for this.
I gotta start the tournament real fast.
I gotta try and channel my inner Joey so I can say the exact opposite of what he's thinking.
Channel your inner Joey so that you can fade him.
All right, Shane. You know what? We're gonna be starting with you again. And we're just gonna restart the order. Shane, we're starting with you, and we're talking about Christian Bale and Ben Affleck.
You could have stopped at Christian Bale. It's Christian Bale. Best Batman. That's all I got to say.
Beautiful. I love it. I actually have some pictures of these guys. I'm gonna just share with you real fast, if that's okay. But we are just gonna keep moving on though, since Shane easily went with Christian Bale. We have Christian Bale here. JL, what do you think? Are you gonna go with Christian Bale? I actually know who you're gonna go with.
Batman.
That's Christian Bale, all right. That's Christian Bale.
Batman,
right?
Damn it.
All right.
He's just playing the Batman, Tim. That's not really the Batman.
I don't know if that's
JL,
right.
what do you think? Are you gonna go with Christian Bale or Ben Affleck here?
I'm gonna go with Christian Bale.
Okay, perfect. I realize that these pictures probably are not going to be the best thing to share because they can't keep the bracket up at the same time. But here's a beautiful picture of Ben Affleck's face. So I'm going to stop sharing the pictures unless we need them.
That's a good looking man right there. So, is it my turn?
Yes, it is your turn, Joey. And we have
the question. Yes, if the question was who's a better Bruce Wayne, I would say Ben Affleck because I think he's a better Bruce Wayne. However, the question is Batman, and the answer is Christian Bale for Batman.
All right, so Batman's going to win this one. He is going to, Batman.
Of course,
Christian Bale is going to win this one. Batman definitely is going to win this one.
Batman is going to win.
We have 3 Christian Bales. Tim, are you going Christian Bale or Ben Affleck here?
This is a really tough one, honestly. I think Affleck got a really tough draw. And I'm not just saying this to be like contradictory. I agree completely with the Bruce Wayne portion of it. I think the trouble that we have with the Ben Affleck version of Batman is that he got really bad movies. The Christian Bale series of movies is fantastic.
Yes.
We all know that.
Yeah.
But the Batman, if you're looking at the big giant, like gonna beat the hell out of you Batman, that's Ben Affleck, and that's gonna go by vote. Like that's who he's supposed to be, and he did that.
Silliest voice, Ben Affleck wins by a mile for sure. Maybe not a mile.
I
Maybe
kind of
half
like
a
Christian
mile.
Bale. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
Well, so you're gonna go with Ben Affleck here, huh, Tim?
Yeah, I'm going with Ben. And if we're talking like the cartoon animated series, Christian Bale's voice is just way out of pocket. He just has a normal voice. He's just Batman. He doesn't go like, "Oh, I'm Batman." It's just like, "I'm Batman." What's up?
Get into a
I
little
don't
bit
really
of
need
that.
to disguise that voice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and bet that you don't have my voice memorized.
Guys, I know you guys made a lot of great points. Christian Bale already won this, but I personally think if you take any qualifier, Christian Bale's Batman is better than Ben Affleck's Batman, in my opinion. I in every single way, in my opinion. Maybe Ben Affleck looks a little bit more naturally like a Bruce Wayne type. That's all I'm going to give to Ben Affleck. But
And a Batman type, the dude's jacked. He's a monster. He's not a lean guy. Batman's a giant person.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So are you saying that I was saying that to help Ben Affleck? You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying that as
You
the
said
one.
literally
like,
Christian
thing
Bale
for
was better than
in every way, except I think Ben Affleck might naturally look a little bit more like a Bruce Wayne character. That's the only thing I think Ben Affleck has a little bit. You know what I'm
The
saying?
chat agrees
He
with
looks
you.
a little bit more fancy and stuff.
Yep. Christian Bale, 83% from the chat.
Yeah, and that's spot on, right in line with what we think. So 4 votes for Christian Bale, 1 for Ben Affleck. We're gonna move on. We have Val Kilmer against Adam West, and Val.
That's my favorite one.
If you don't know what they look like, I got pictures. I can throw them on the screen. If you already know, that's fine. We're gonna be starting with JL on this one. JL, Val Kilmer or Adam West? You want to see it? Adam West is the really old Batman. He's the OG Batman. Adam West also played a role in Family Guy, etc. Then Val Kilmer is the man.
Let's go with I don't want to go first in this one. I'm gonna go with let's go with Adam West.
Adam West, the OG. Joey, you have 1 vote for Adam West.
So I have a bad spot for Batman Forever, other than the soundtrack being completely kick-ass. I'm gonna go Adam West because I feel like the Batman movie really just run Val Kilmer. There's a documentary out there you can watch, and they kind of talk about that, where he didn't get to do what he wanted to do with Batman and just kind of sent him over the edge. So because of that, I'm voting Adam West.
Did it really set him over the edge? Here's Adam West. Good
That's
guy.
my
Great guy.
Batman. Let's
I
go.
felt like I had to throw his face up here.
Batman.
Adam West passed away a few years ago, so shout out Adam West. I think he passed
Shout
away.
out Adam
He
West.
I
did.
hope he did.
Mhm.
I hope I'm correct in saying so.
You hope he did.
Real
What?
quick, Josh.
All right, so you're gonna go
Adam
with
West.
Adam
Simon's
West.
gone for 2 days.
And I'm just
Josh is
wishing
making
celebrities were
threats.
dead.
Yeah.
Tim, who are you going with here? Val Kilmer or Adam West?
Yeah, it's Adam West. That old show is just absolutely fantastic. Comic book pow.
Pow!
That's exactly.
Bang!
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
I just love Adam West. Like I like Adam West more than Val Kilmer when it comes down to it. So I mean, Val Kilmer's a legend in his own right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Adam
Watch
West.
Tombstone. He's awesome in
I
Tombstone.
love Tombstone. That's
Yeah.
honestly, I don't think that's in my top 100. I have a list of top 100 movies that my favorite, but I don't think that's in there. It should be.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah,
I
he's
digress.
perfect.
Yes.
This is scammers. I hope he did. So I'm not wrong.
Like,
What's more important, Josh?
I'm just not even going to
Being
talk
right?
about it.
I think we need to put that at the top of the newsletter this week, Joey.
Like, what? Like, it would
Josh
be pretty
has been a
bad if I
quote-
said he died and he's alive. I never. I would just shut up. I'm just digging my hole.
Josh has been a quote machine this week. Just
Yeah, we already had
churning them
one.
out.
Hold on.
Subscribe if you haven't.
I'm getting some questions about my top 100 list, and he's at. I see Craig in the chat asking where Jurassic Park is in my top 100 movies. It's pretty high, Craig. I think he'd be happy with me.
Number one.
relatively high. It is number.
It's pretty high. It's
I thought it was
number one.
higher. It's 30.
I'd say.
It's 31. 31 is Jurassic Park for me, guys. So.
Ex Machina or Jurassic Park, Josh?
Ex Machina is not in my top 100.
Wow.
I like
That
Ex
says all you
Machina
need to
though.
say.
I really do. I really do. It's just not my style. Perfect style. Anyway, let's keep moving. Adam West, and it's me. It's Shane. Shane, you're the only one left to vote. Adam West already won.
I'm going Val Kilmer simply because it's Tombstone.
Okay, fair enough. I
wasn't even in
almost
that.
said Adam West
Historically, I
simply
wanted to
because of
pick
Family
Adam
Guy.
West. Historically, I wanted to pick Adam West because he's the classic Batman, but he already won, so I'm going with Val Kilmer because I'm your Huckleberry.
Give him a.
We like doing the little. I love doing the little shout outs when it's all wrapped up. I'm like, this guy deserves a vote, you know. So why not, right?
Adam
Okay,
West,
we're gonna keep
100% of the chat vote.
Yeah, that was a pretty easy one. That was a pretty easy
I
one.
wanted to split my vote.
So our next one, I don't know, maybe this one's tough. I'm not sure. We have Robert Pattinson and George Clooney. Joey, we are starting with you on this one. Who is moving on? I think I have an idea.
I'll tell you what. Batman is my favorite movie that I've not seen this year. I've been saying I'm going to see it every night for about a month and a half now. But I absolutely hate George Clooney's Batman movie. Every aspect of it, I cannot stand. So I'm voting Robert Pattinson. I've not seen the movie, but Robert Pattinson is so much better than the Twilight Robert Pattinson.
He's an amazing actor.
There's a film called High Life that is incredible that Robert Pattinson's in. So I'm voting Robert Pattinson using the Shane rule because I like him more than George Clooney, but because George Clooney ruined Batman for a while.
All right, so we got a firm Robert Pattinson on this one. Tim, what do you think? It looks like he's struggling a little bit.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
Okay.
the only reason I'm struggling is because I also haven't seen Batman with Robert Pattinson. And for that reason, I don't have any proof that it's better than the George Clooney version. It's really hard to say that.
I think you do have proof, but
I
if
mean,
you saw the George Clooney one, then you have proof. But I loved it. I'll get into it, but go ahead. Tim.
Yeah.
You pay your own stream.
The answer is Robert Pattinson's better, but you know what? I haven't seen it, so give it to George Clooney and his Batman bat card, so he can pay for all of his bat purchases.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. Now,
Listen, I
think you just
love the
renewed
George
Joey's
Clooney Batman
disgust.
movie. I think it's fantastic. It's more of a comedy than an actual Batman movie. Though. You got the best one-liners of all time from freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nice to
like,
meet you.
I am too free. Like there's literally like 30 really dumb puns in that movie.
Oh,
like
man.
incredibly dumb puns. I kind of like the movie. I'm struggling hardcore on this one. And then Scott real fast said, "I'm going to go with George Clooney because Ocean's 11." You know, like why not?
hey, that's
Cool guy,
Speaking
cool
of
guy,
good
Scott.
movies, Ocean's 11, number 26 in my top 100. By the way, don't know out there. I'm going to go with. Man, if I could go with George Clooney and just know that Robert Pattinson would win, I would. But I'm gonna. I know Robert Pattinson.
Do what your heart wants.
I'm gonna go with Clooney. I'm gonna go with Clooney. So we'll skip ahead. We'll skip Shane for the minute. Shane, good to go?
Yeah.
right.
I am gonna crowdsource my vote from what I have seen on Twitter and go with Robert Pattinson because I haven't actually seen either.
Good. All right.
Has anybody seen
JL.
it?
JL's gonna get funky here. I feel like.
he's gonna go Clooney.
I haven't seen either of these guys
Nobody's seen this
you're
movie.
play in
missing out.
either of these movies.
Like seriously, they're talking about how bad it is. It's still worth seeing. Like
All I
So
have is
bad.
what you guys have said during this conversation. And you said
I-
it had really bad puns,
Oh yeah.
which makes
Don't
me
worse.
like I was thinking I was gonna go with it. And then you said that, and I notoriously hate very bad puns.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Sorry,
go
they're really
Pattinson.
good.
I'm going Pattinson.
Okay.
Let's go.
So
They're
there
really
does
good
have-
ones in the world.
It does have one interesting thing.
What?
Uma Thurman's belly button, and hear me out. It's not an innie. It's not an outie. It's a stretchy. It's different. And I remember being like probably 11, 12-year-old boy and being like, that's different. And, let's all embrace the differences. Okay, that's all.
Okay.
What? Lost Shane.
Don't know how to process that
It's
one.
got,
but,
it's got
change your
one.
mind,
It's got
JL?
one thing that a Batman
That's
movie
it.
should have.
Everything else is terrible.
You're gonna
It's
process that later.
Oh man, a Robin moment. Fake lips,
I
sweetie.
forgot that
Like,
was
whatever
Uma
he says.
Thurman. I forgot that was Uma Thurman. They have a pretty star-studded cast in that
It's
movie.
wild.
What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Wasn't Danny DeVito the Penguin too?
Not
That was Batman
that was in-
Returns.
That was
Yeah.
Returns. Okay.
Yeah.
Great Christmas movie. Continue.
All right, so actually, it kind of feels like a Christmas movie. We're going to move on to our next one. Robert Pattinson's going to move on in that one, but we have Kevin Conroy and Michael Keaton in this next one. And Tim, you're going to be the first one that votes on this one. But before we get into that, I want to show you just a picture of exactly who Kevin Conroy is, just in case for the people that don't know out there.
I've never
Kevin
heard that
Conroy,
name.
He's the
it's
voice
because
actor.
you might not notice his face because he's the voice actor of Batman. He voiced the old Batmans and stuff.
Gosh, that is so tough.
Ooh, that changes things.
Yeah, that's
Now that you've seen his
that's
face?
the guy.
Well, they just like understand who he is now,
Yeah.
a little bit. So, what do you think, Tim? Do you think it should be Kevin Conroy or Michael Keaton?
Honestly, I think it's got like when I think Batman, I think the animated version of Batman for most of this, and I think Kevin Conroy wins it. He's the most Batman that ever Batman's out of these Batmen.
Cartoons typically have that effect.
Yeah, just like one of the best Jokers was Luke Skywalker, right? Whatever his name is, Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill?
Yeah, he voiced the Joker in the animated series. He's like iconic. as
No
it.
idea.
Yeah.
He's actually voiced a lot a animated characters.
So I'll go with Kevin Conroy.
He's
Michael
known for the
Keaton's great,
Joker.
but
That'd be a
give
fun
me
job.
Conroy.
I want to go with Kevin Conroy, but I just love Michael Keaton as well. I like the Batman, don't get me wrong, but I like Michael Keaton a lot too. I'm gonna go with Michael Keaton's Batman, regardless. Shane, 1-1.
Give me Kevin Conroy because
Okay.
everything that Tim said.
Perfect. JL, what are you thinking?
Give me Keaton. Let's send it to Joey.
All
Yeah.
right, making Joey. This is perfect because Joey, he might be the biggest he wanted this bracket. He put this bracket together.
He's the
I'm
biggest
excited
Bat
to
fan.
see.
He
I-
is the Batman.
I think he mentioned that he liked both of these guys a lot.
These are my 1 and 2.
Did I bring them in the
Wow.
first round? I feel so bad, Joe. I did not mean to do that.
I
switched
just
them
want
around
to.
too.
I watched Batman animated series every day after I got home from school. So like I love Kevin Conroy, and that was my sneaky one I was putting in here because I really feel about that. My love of Michael Keaton knows no bounds. As Batman, my Starches and Salutations character, spoiler, it's based on Michael Keaton's Easter. A lot of it is in Michael Keaton's Easter.
It knows no bounds, so it's gonna be Keaton.
God.
Because
Or
if
does
it's
it have
not
a lot-
Keaton,
If
then
I
it
knew-
knows one bound.
Well, he's
Honestly,
the same Keaton as a
Kevin
person.
Conroy.
I want to pick the one that's going to beat Bale
Wait.
because I feel like Bale's going to be there at the end.
Wait, Scott has a really good point though. I don't know if you could put that up real quick.
This one?
Yeah.
Which one had more interesting belly buttons? That's a good point.
Joey catalogs all belly buttons he sees.
Should I Google?
Okay,
like,
I've
each of their belly
seen
buttons
Michael
first?
Keaton's belly button.
Okay.
I hate
Okay.
this. I really hate this.
Painted.
I feel bad, Joey, that I made this the first
You
round.
reseeded it, is what you did.
I did.
But no, I don't
I
know if you
did.
did or not. I don't. know
No,
if you
I did reseed it. I reseeded
Oh, okay.
it.
No, this is good content. This is good content. And just make me suffer on stream.
Yeah. It
Kevin
is
Con-
perfect. You're
Kevin
the last
Conroy.
one to vote.
Kevin Conroy.
Whoa!
Kevin Conroy's gonna move on. The animated voice
Keaton
of
with the early
Batman.
knockout.
Let's
Oh,
go.
Michael Keaton. All right.
Joey, I have to ask
R.I.P.
this follow-up question. How have you seen Michael Keaton's belly button?
I'm sure he's been shirtless in a movie.
A movie called Night Shift. It was Ron Howard's first directorial effort. He's like doesn't have a shirt on in a party scene. So I've seen
So I
Michael
guess-
Keaton's belly button.
I guess your love does have a bound.
Doesn't he walk like naked through Times Square in Birdman?
Yes.
Also.
Birdman. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
This
There
is
you
more
go.
recent, yeah. Michael
There you go.
Keaton loves taking his shirt off. Oh God, do I want to go Keaton now?
I love Michael Keaton in the other guys.
Multiplicity is God.
All right. So we're moving on to the next one, and I
Locked
am
and
going to be the
loaded.
first one to vote. It is Christian Bale versus Adam West.
Ooh.
In my opinion, this is the toughest matchup I think we're going to get, period, when it comes down to it. Maybe some poor seating on my end over here by Joshua. But I got to go Christian Bale because the Batman movies are just some of my favorite movies. The Batman movies that Christopher Nolan put together, just some of my favorite movies. They're all of them except for the third one are in my top 100. The first two are each in my top 50 movies. I got to go Christian Bale here. I'm going to see where I have. The Dark Knight's number 18 for me. And the Batman Begins is 27.
Wow.
Christian Bale. Shane, what do you think?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Easy for Shane.
Yeah, same thing. Those three movies are all masterpieces, if you ask me. And yeah, that's all I got. Christian Bale is the best Batman to me. He's going to get my vote every single time. That's it.
JL?
It's Bale for me.
I know it. Yeah, I know he's voting for it. I don't even know what I asked. JL loves some Christopher Nolan. He loves some Christian Bale. He loves these Batmans, right?
It's true. They're
Joey.
probably my least favorite Christopher Nolan movies.
Michael Keaton.
They're not for me.
Is my answer.
I understand.
Give
Michael
vote for
Keaton?
Keaton. Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
So I'm gonna go
Because
with
it
Wes.
doesn't matter.
And Joey Tim, what do you think?
I was gonna go Adam West.
All right. Look, it was a close vote. It was a close vote. Just needed one change, but I think JL and I were kind of locked in on that one. We're moving to our next one. We have Robert Pattinson and Kevin Conroy. Shane, you're the first one voting here.
The chat went Adam West in the last one, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
What percentage?
66, I believe. 66, yeah.
Sorry, chat, you're wrong. I'm going Kevin
Other guys are
Conroy
so good.
on this one because I haven't seen the Batman with Robert Pattinson in it, but also because, like Tim said on the last question, Kevin Conroy was the voice of the animated Batman, and that shaped like who Batman was to me as a child. So Kevin Conroy.
JL, what do you think?
I'm going to go Kevin Conroy as well.
Ooh, Kevin
Haven't seen
Conroy,
it.
2 votes.
Robert Pattinson sounds a little bit more like Robin than Batman.
Ooh, maybe a
Just saying.
bad casting.
You're
Bad
leading me
casting.
into my
Bad
point,
casting.
JL. I'm so excited.
Joey, what do you think here?
I'm happy to give the win to Kevin Conroy. He's Batman to me.
You don't
So
have to put your face down. My wife is continually walking into the bedroom because she's
Just
giving
like
her
jumping
children
every
bath.
time.
And she can be walking like this.
Well, tell her I said hi.
I will.
All right, perfect. Tim, it's
Yeah,
all wrapped up. But
So I'm going to say part of the reason Robert Pattinson is not the best Batman is because he didn't legally change his name to Robert Pattinson.
That's such a good point, Tim. I hadn't thought of that. It's perfect.
Where's the commitment, Robbie?
Yeah. Method actor my ass.
So I probably would have voted for Kevin Conroy here as well, but I'm gonna give Robert Pattinson a sympathy vote.
Sympathy
doesn't matter.
vote. Oh
Yeah.
God.
That's
The
for you,
worst thing
Robert.
you could have named it.
we're all gonna see it, and we're gonna want to redo this episode because Pattinson's so good.
I know.
And I'll be like, well, I voted for Pattinson. Sorry,
See?
guys. All right. So, hey, guys, it's our finals. It's our last one. We have Christian
Mhm.
Bale and Kevin Conroy and JL. You're the one starting this one off.
All right. It's Christian Bale for me. Surprise.
Christian Bale for JL. I'm
Um,
excited to see where Joey goes.
I'm Conroy.
Oh, yeah.
I like
He didn't
Christian.
want Bale to win. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like Bale. I don't have a problem with him. American Psycho is my favorite Christian Bale movie though. But
It's a good movie.
yeah, it's Kevin Conroy. I mean, that's Batman to me. Everything about him is Batman. It really is. I mean, there's not a bit of controversy in his Batman. With Bale, people hate the voice, Not with Kevin Conroy.
Oh, Batman.
Yeah. So that's
Where is she? That was
That's all
pretty
Kevin
good.
had to do.
I
He
just-
could just
I-
focus on the voice. He didn't have to worry about all the
That's
other stuff.
kind of a good point. It's kind of
I'm
a
just-
good point.
I'm just really worried Michael Keaton's watching today and saw me say
He probably is. All right, Tim. What do you think?
Yeah,
Kevin Conroy or Christian Bale?
I think a lot of people intermingle how good the movies were with how good his Batman was. It was a very good Batman, but the movies themselves were directed, written, acted throughout all parties
Well,
fantastically. I think those are all great. And And even when you're looking at the actors inside the movie, like, do you think Christian Bale's the best in all of them? No. I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker stole the show. You could argue Bane stole the show. She's pretty great. But
except they replaced not the first movie.
Can I add something to Tim's point?
Yes.
When you refer to these Batmans, how do we refer to them as? Do we refer to them as Christian Bale's Batmans or Christopher Nolan's Batmans? They're
Bale.
Nolan's Batmans.
They're Nolan's Batman.
Yeah.
So you went with Kevin
Conroy? So familiar.
Yep.
So similar.
So I think you made some great points. Christopher Nolan's in my opinion, the best director to direct a Batman movie. He's my second favorite director out there, probably after Quentin Tarantino when it comes down to it. If only he could work on some of his character development and writing and stuff. I mean, like, he knows how to put together an amazing movie, but it's just like there's always something missing in Christian Bale. In a Christopher Nolan movie. But I'm gonna go with Christian Bale regardless. No. Shane, you have the tiebreaker. Let's go.
This is a tough one. This is probably your one too, isn't it?
This is probably my 1-2, but it's still Christian Bale.
Oh, it's still
so.
Christian
It's
Bale.
funny that I think JL mentioned, or someone said method actor my ass. And I think when The Dark Knight came out, I actually read an article on how Christian Bale was such a phenomenal method actor. I don't know if you guys agree with that. I don't care. The article made the point for me, and I really enjoyed the Christian Bale movies. I enjoyed Christian Bale in the Batman as the Batman. I'm going Christian Bale here.
50-50. The chat was split.
Wow.
Oh,
That means we did a good job getting him to the right spot. That's
Exactly.
good.
Yeah.
It's not a bad decision.
Yeah.
Can we ask the chat between Keaton and Bale?
Chat what?
Go
Go for it.
We have time. Yeah, put it in.
Keaton and Bale.
Put it in if you don't mind, JL. If you don't mind. But that's going to wrap it up for us today. And according to science, the number one third-year wide receiver that's going to gain the most value next year, I forget who it was.
Judy.
Jerry Judy. And I thought it would just come to me as I was talking. I was like, I'm going to just keep talking and dragging this out, and eventually I'll get it. And the number one Batman is Christian Bale, in my opinion. He was the number one seed, and he ends up taking the victory.
The chat. Unanimous Keaton, Joey. Unanimous
Keaton.
But I don't. The chat,
Wow.
yes.
6 votes so far, all for Keaton.
I thought on the show that Conroy would have stand a better chance for the 5 of us. Because I don't think either of the 3 of you would have picked Keaton.
I didn't. I would have voted Keaton.
Tim, we're brothers. Listen, I have friends on the show and I have brothers on this show. Okay.
I didn't vote for Bale once. I really
Shame.
messed up.
Thank you. You're the man.
you.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thanks
I agree.
for coming
Thanks
on.
for having me.
Go follow Shane.
Go follow Shane.
FF Shane B. Go do it. Follow Tim.
Sign up for Polly's
Tim Wright.
playoff.
The Joey Wright, the brothers over here. Sign up for Polly's playoffs. All good stuff. All good stuff. I love you guys. We're here live streaming every weekday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Check us out on FanDuel tonight, 6 o'clock every Friday night at 6 o'clock Eastern time. We're gonna have fun tonight, right, Jay? I'm not gonna be here, but it's gonna be a little bit of a party, right?
A little poll perception.
Yeah.
See how it goes. Got some fun polls for y'all.
All right, we're gonna get out of here, guys. Tune into FanDuel tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern time. This was a lot of fun. Have a great day. Trading makes fantasy fun.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Batman.